So let us solve a few questions based on quadratic equations. Let's read the first question. A tank fills completely in 2 hours if both the taps are open. If only one of the taps is open at the given time, the smaller tap takes 3 hours more than the larger one to fill the tank completely. How much time does each tap take to fill the tank completely? So this is the tank that is shown in 2 hours. It can basically fill the whole tank. That means I can split this particular tank in 2 sections. In the first hour, it fills the first half of the tank. So I can say that the tank, the two taps can fill the tank in 2 hours, which means the tank that gets filled in 1 hour, is going to basically be half of the tank, right? So this first half that I've shaded, this got filled in the first hour, and the white portion will get now filled in the second hour. So now what we have to do is we have to find that, assuming that only one tap was open, how much time would they take to fill the whole tank? So let's give some variables now. So let tap 1 alone take x hours to fill this complete tank. Okay. So now it's given that the smaller tap takes 3 hours more than the larger one. So again, let's assume that tap 1 is the larger one. So tap 2 is the smaller one then. It's given that tap 2 takes 3 hours more than the tap 1 to fill the whole tank. So if tap 1 is taking x hours, tap 2 is going to take 3 hours more. So I can say let tap 2 alone take x plus 3 hours to fill the whole tank, right? So now I can say that tap 1 takes x hours to fill the whole tank, which means in 1 hour, tap 1 will fill 1x of the whole tank, isn't it? For example, say if tap 1 takes 10 hours to fill the tank. So let's make a nice diagram. So let's assume that tap 1 takes 8 hours to fill the whole tank. So that means in 1 hour, it fills only 1/8 of the tank. So this is in hour 1, this is in the second hour, this is in the third hour, this is in the fourth hour, this is in the fifth hour, this is in the sixth hour, this is in the seventh hour, and this is in the 8th hour. So in 8 hours, it fills the whole tank. But basically what we are saying is, in 1 hour, it will end up filling only 1/8 of the tank, right? So because it takes 8 hours, 8 hours is just an example, because it is taking 8 hours. So 8 was just an example, right? So if it was taking 8 hours, then it means in 1 hour, 1/8 of the tank was getting filled. So if it takes x hours to fill the whole tank, then it means that it will fill 1x of the tank in 1 hour. Similarly, let's assume that tap 2. So tap 2 is taking x plus 6 hours to fill the whole tank, and therefore in 1 hour tap 2 will therefore fill. So tap 2 will fill 1 by x plus 6 of the whole tank, right? So let's again depict this in the diagram. So assume that this is the tank which is getting filled. 1 by x of the tank is getting filled by tap 1. So this particular region is getting filled by tap 1, right? So this is tap 1. And similarly 1 by x plus 6, that is this particular part, this particular region is getting filled by tap 2. So I can shade this particular region. This is getting filled by tap 2, right? And therefore I can say that the region filled by tap 1 and tap 2 together is going to make the half of this particular tank. Therefore 1 by x, the equation that I can frame is 1 by x plus 1 by x plus 6. Instead of 6 it should be 3, right? It should have been 3 here, right? So x plus 3 is the time, not x plus 6. So 1 by x plus 1 by x plus 3 is basically equal to half. And now we can find the LCM of this particular fraction. The LCM becomes x into x plus 3. So I have x into x plus 3, and the numerator becomes x plus 3 plus x is equal to half. So now there are some like terms over here. So I can convert this equation into x plus x is 2x. So this becomes 2x plus 3 divided by x square plus 3x is equal to half. And therefore rearranging, I can cross multiply and rearrange this equation. So I am going to get x square minus x minus 6 is therefore equal to 0. Which means x is either 3 or minus 2. So you know how to solve quadratic equation. So the value of x is going to be 3. Negative 2 will be discarded because time cannot be negative. And that is why we get the value of x as 3, which means that tap 1, therefore tap 1 can fill the tank, fill the entire tank in x hours, right? So x is 3. So in 3 hours. And tap 2 can fill the tank in x plus 3, that is in 6 hours. So tap 1 can fill the entire tank in 3 hours, and tap 2 can fill the entire tank in 6 hours. So let me again pause for a minute before I move on. Moving on to the next question. Let's take a look at this particular question. One tank can be filled by 2 taps in 6 hours. The smaller tap alone takes 5 hours more than the bigger tap alone. Find the time taken by each tap to fill the tank separately. So let's assign variables. Let there be 2 taps. So let the taps be tap A and tap B. and let tap A take X hours to fill the tank, and therefore it is given that the smaller tap takes 5 hours more than the bigger tap. So let's assume that tap A is bigger, so the smaller tap is going to take 5 hours more than the bigger tap. So let tap B take X plus 5 hours to fill the tank, right? Now what I can do is I can say that if tap A takes X hours to fill the tank, it means that in 1 hour, tap A can take or can fill, in 1 hour tap A can fill 1 by X of the tank. Similarly, in 1 hour, tap B can fill 1 by X plus 5 of the tank. Now it is given that they fill the entire tank in 6 hours. So let's make a quick diagram. Assume that this is the tank. They are filling this particular tank in 6 hours. So what it means is, if I split this tank into 6 equal parts, assume that these are the 6 equal parts, right? And what is happening is, in the first hour, 1/6 of the tap gets filled. In the second hour, another 1/6 gets filled. In the third hour, another 1/6 will get filled, right? So this is how the tank gets filled in consecutive hours, right? So let me now share what happens in the third hour. So in the third hour, another 1/6 gets filled. So this is how the tank is going to fill up. Basically, in the first hour, 1/6 of the tank is basically going to get filled. That means tap A and tap B together fill 1/6 of the entire tank. That means the fraction of tank filled by A and fraction of tank filled by B, this fraction is going to be 1/6. Now I can find the value of X. Again, I can take the LCM. So LCM is X multiplied by X plus 5, and cross multiplying I get X plus 5 is equal to 1/6, which means, sorry, this should have been plus 5. I'm sorry, my mistake. It should have been X here. Yeah. So 2X plus 5 divided by X square plus 5X is equal to 1/6. And on cross multiplying, I get 12X plus 30 is equal to X square plus 5X, which means X square minus 7X minus 30 is equal to 0. And therefore, I can find the roots. So X minus 10 into X plus 3 is therefore equal to 0, which means X is either 10 or X is negative 3. And X is basically the time taken by tap A to fill the tank, and therefore the value of X is now 10. So I can say that X equals 10 and X plus 5 will be 10 plus 5, that will be 15. So tap A takes 10 hours to fill the tank, while tap B will takes 10 plus 5, that is 15 hours to fill the tank. So this is how we can find the individual time taken by the different taps to fill the tank. Again, pausing for a minute. Let's move on to the next question. Let's read this particular question. Tinu takes 9 days more than his father to do a certain piece of work. That means let the father take x days to complete the work, which means Tinu takes 9 days more than the father. So father is taking x days. That means Tinu will take x plus 9 days to complete the same work. Right? Now it's given that together they can do the work in 6 days. So suppose this is the amount of work that they have to do. It is said that they can complete this work in 6 days, meaning that if I divide this work equally in 6 parts, right, in 6 equal parts, then it means that in one day they complete 1/6 of the work, isn't it? In one day they complete 1/6 of this work, which means that in one day they complete 1/6 of the entire work. So now if father takes x days alone to complete the entire work, I can say that in one day the father completes 1x of the work, and in one day Tinu will complete, so Tinu completes 1/x plus 9th of the work, right? 1/x plus 9th of the work. Therefore, in one day, working together, they can complete 1/x plus 1/x plus 9th of the entire work. And they are completing the entire work in 6 days, which meant that they were doing 1/6 of the work in one day. So 1/x plus 1/x plus 9, this is the work done by them together in one day. This should be equal to 1/6, right? So this particular term 1/x is the work done by father in one day. And when you add it with 1/x plus 9, this is the sum of the work done by them in one day. And that sum of work happens to be 1/6. So this is the right equation. And now I can find the LCM and find the value of x. So LCM is again x into x plus 9. Cross multiplying, I get x plus 9 plus x is equal to 1/6. And therefore 2x plus 9, I can say 2x plus 9 divided by x square plus 9x is equal to 1/6, which means 12x plus 54 is equal to x square plus 9x, or x square minus 3x minus 54 is equal to 0, or x minus 9 into x plus 6 is therefore equal to 0, which means the value of x has to be 9. Again, you will have to discard the value of -6 because the days taken to complete the work cannot be negative. And what was x actually? X was actually the time taken by the father to complete the work, which is 9 days. And therefore Tinu will complete, will take 9 plus 9, that is 18 days to complete the same work, right? So the question was, how many days will Tinu take to do the work alone? The answer is 18 days. Again, let me pause for a minute. Just take a look at this particular solution. I would like to point it out to you that this time and work problem is very similar to the tap problem, except that in case of this problem, people were working instead of taps. And the work done was like doing some work like building a wall or digging a well or something like that. And in the tap problem, the work was to fill the whole tank. So the concept used in the time and work problem over here is very similar to the concept that was used in the tap and tank problem that we solved previously. So try to compare the earlier strategy with this strategy and you will realize the similarities. So again, pausing for a minute. Moving on to the next question. The difference between the squares of two numbers is 120. Okay, so there are two numbers which are not known, by the way, and the relation between them is also not specified, at least so far. It's given that the difference between squares of two numbers is 120. So let's assign some variables. Let the numbers be x and y. It's given that the difference between their squares, so difference is subtraction, and between their squares, so x square minus y square is 120. And now let's see if there's any other condition that's given. So this is the first equation. The square of the smaller number, now this is the next condition that's given to me. The square of the smaller number is twice the greater number, right? Is twice the greater number. That is what is given to me. So now I can say that the square of the smaller number, so between x and y, which is the smaller number, I have assumed that y is the smaller number, right? So y is the smaller number because I have x square minus y square. The square of x is greater than the square of y, which means x is greater than y and therefore y is the smaller number. Now let's see what is given. The square of the smaller number, that is y square, is twice the greater number. That means y square is twice of x. The square of the smaller number is twice the larger number, right? So this is now my second equation. You will notice that this is a set of simultaneous equations. There are two variables x and y, and there are two equations that are there. So now I can substitute y square as 2x in the first equation. So I can say substitute y square equals 2x in the first equation, and what I get is x square minus 2x equals 120. Which means x square minus 2x minus 120 is equal to 0. Now I can use my techniques of factorization. This will be x minus 12 into x plus 10 is equal to 0, which means x is either 12 or x is negative 10, right? So they have not mentioned whether the numbers are natural or anything like that. So I will now have to think of both cases. So case 1 is where x is equal to 12, and case 2 is where x equals negative 10. Now if I wish to find the value of y, then I can say y square is 2 times x. So I can say y square is 2 times 12, which means y square is equal to 24, or y is equal to square root of 24. And therefore y is equal to square root of 24. So this is a valid case. So the two numbers are 12 and root 24. Let's check if they satisfy our conditions. 12 square is 144. So this is just to check if our solution is right. 12 square is 144 and root 24 square is 24. And their difference is 120. So that matches. And square of the smaller number, that is square root of 24 is smaller. So root 24 square is 24, and that's twice of 12. So this particular, this combination definitely matches the conditions that are given. Similarly, let's take x equals minus 10. So y square will be 2 times minus 10, which is minus 20. So y square equals minus 20 doesn't yield any real root, right? Because there is no real number whose square is negative, and that is why the only solution is 12 and square root of 24. This is the only solution that satisfies the given equations. So again, over here we saw that this was a unique problem, which was a mixture of simultaneous equations and quadratic equations. A substitution method helped us over here, and I will just pause for a couple of minutes so that you can take a look at the solution. Moving on to the next question. For doing some work, Ganesh takes 10 days more than John. So let's start assigning some variables. Let John take x days to finish some work. Whereas because John takes x days to complete the work, Ganesh takes 10 days more, which means let Ganesh take x plus 10 days. He takes 10 more days than John. So x plus 10 days to finish the same work. Now, if they both work together, they will complete the work in 12 days. So for example, assume that the work is building this particular wall. Then I can split this work in 12 parts because they are going to finish the whole work in 12 days. So let's assume that we split this particular work in 12 equal parts. So what I can do is I can say that in one day, because they take 12 days to complete the whole work, in one day they will only finish 1/12 of the work, right? And they will, in the remaining 11 days, they will finish the remaining part of the work. and that is how they complete the whole work. So they complete the whole work. They complete the whole work in 12 days, and that implies in one day they will complete 1/12 of the work, 1/12 of the work, right? And I know that John takes X days to finish some work. That means in one day John finishes 1/x of the work, and Ganesh will finish 1/x plus 6, 1/x plus 10 of the work, because Ganesh completes the whole work in x plus 10 days. So in one day he finishes 1/x plus 10th of the work. The addition of these two fractions should be equal to 1/12, because that is the amount of work done in one day. So I can say 1/x plus 1/x plus 10 is equal to 1/12. Now I can find the LCM. The LCM is x into x plus 10. The numerator is x plus 10 plus x, and therefore there are some like terms which equals 1/12. X plus x is 2x, so 2x plus 10 the whole divided by x square plus 10x is equal to 1/12, which means that 24x plus 120 is equal to x square plus 10x. Rearranging the terms, I get x square minus 14x plus 120 is therefore equal to 0. And now I can solve this particular equation for x. So it should have been minus 120. I made that correction. And now I should solve this particular quadratic equation. I know that I can split this as x minus 20 into x plus 6 is equal to 0, which means x is either 20 or x is negative 6. Now x equals negative 6 is not possible because the number of days cannot be negative. So x has to be therefore 20. So I can say that John will take 20 days to finish the work, whereas Ganesh will take 20 plus 10, that is 30 days alone if he wants to finish the same work. Therefore the answer is, the question was, find the number of days if Ganesh works alone. So Ganesh will finish the entire work working alone in 30 days. That is the answer. So again, let me pause for a minute before I move on to the next question. Moving on to the next question. Let's take a look at this question. Mr. Kasam runs a small business of making earthen pots. He makes a certain number of pots on daily basis. Okay, so let us now note down some important points. He makes a certain number of pots on a daily basis. Let's assign some variable to it. So let the number of pots made on the daily basis be x. Let's read further. Production cost of each pot is rupees 40 more than 10 times the total number of pots he makes in one day. So what it means is production cost, let us note that down. Production cost of each pot is rupees 40 more than 10 times the total pots he makes in one day. Total pots he makes in one day. That means the production cost of each pot, production cost of each pot is 40 more than 10 times the total pot he makes in one day. The total pot that he makes in one day is X, so it is going to be 40 plus 10 times X. This is the production cost of each pot. Now it is given that if production cost of all pots per day is rupees 600. So what is the next information that is given? The total production cost per day is basically rupees 600. So how will I calculate the total production cost per day? It will be the total number of pots made multiplied by the production cost of each pot, isn't it? That equals rupees 600. So let me pause for a minute while you take a look at the question and the statements that I have written so far, and try to correlate these statements with the conditions given in the question, and we will solve the quadratic equation after that. So pausing for a minute. Okay, so the total pots made on a daily basis is X multiplied by production cost of the total of each pot is 40 plus 10X. So number of pots multiplied by production cost of each pot is equal to rupees 600. I can divide, or I can first expand this. So this becomes 10x square plus 40x is equal to 600. And I can divide throughout by 10. So I can say dividing throughout by 10, what I get is x square plus 4x is equal to 60, which means x square plus 4x minus 60 equals 0. Solving this quadratic equation, x plus 10 into x minus 6 is equal to 0, which means x is either negative 10 or x is positive 6. Now x cannot be negative 10 because the pots made cannot be negative. Therefore, the number of pots made per day is 6, right? So the total number of pots that he makes per day, the question says find the number of pots he makes per day. So that is going to be 6 pots per day, and the production cost of each pot is 40 plus 10x, right? This is the production cost of each pot. That's 40 plus 10 times 6, which is equal to 100. So the production cost of each pot is rupees 100. So let's check if the given conditions or the given answer matches our conditions. 6 pots made at rupees 100 per pot the total production cost will be 600, and the production cost of each pod is 100, which is indeed 40 more than 10 times the total number of pods made. So the answer matches both the conditions, and therefore our answer is right. So I will again pause for a minute before we move on to our next question. Moving on to the next question. So let's take a look at this question. The divisor and quotient of the number 6123 are the same, and the remainder is half the divisor. So what it means is 6123 is being divided by some number. It is being divided by the divisor. We know that 6123 is called the dividend. Now when you divide 6123 by the divisor, you get quotient, right? And of course subtraction gives you remainder. Now let's see what is given. It's given that the divisor and quotient are the same. The divisor and quotient are the same. That means I can quickly assign variables. The divisor and quotient are the same. So let's assign the variable x to the divisor as well as to the quotient. So divisor and quotient are both x, and the remainder is half the divisor. So the remainder given here is half the divisor, right? So this remainder is half of x. Now we have to find the divisor. So basically we have to find the value of x. So let us write some statements over here. Now we know the relation dividend is equal to divisor multiplied by the quotient plus the remainder, right? This is the relation that we know. The dividend is 6123. So 6123 equals x into x plus remainder is x by 2. Let's multiply the whole equation by 2. So I get 12,246 equals 2x square plus x, which means 2x square plus x minus 12246 is equal to 0. This is going to be my quadratic equation, right? So now I can think about how to split these terms. So let me just pause for a minute and let you take a look at what was done here, and then we will try to split the middle term. Okay, time to split the middle term. Let us now see what is the product that we desire. Product that we desire is 2 multiplied by 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, and of course we want a negative product. The sum is positive, which means that the greater number has to be positive, and the sum that we want is positive 1. That means the numbers are consecutive. Let us now divide this term by 2. So I get 6, 1, 2, 3. And if this term is divided by 2, let me multiply this by 2. So this is negative 4. This is still not going to give me a sum of 1. Let's divide this number by 3. So when you divide this number by 3, you get 2041. And let's multiply this number by 3. So you get negative 12. This is also not going to give me a sum of positive 1. So let's now try to see what are the factors of 2041. So let's try to find some factors of 2041. Let's see if 2041 is not divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is not divisible by 11. Is it divisible by 13? Let's check. So let's divide 2041 by 13. So 13 ones are 13 and 7 remains 74. 13 fives are 65 and 9 remains 91. Yeah. So it is divisible. So it becomes negative 12 into 13 multiplied by 157. Now if I combine the 12 and 13, I get 156. So the numbers are therefore negative 156 and positive 157. And this combination definitely gives me a sum of positive 1. Therefore, I can now split the middle term as follows. I can rewrite this as 2x square. So 2x square negative 156x positive 157x minus 12246 is equal to 0. 2x is common and x minus 78 remains. Plus 157 is common and x minus 78 remains. Therefore, 2x plus 157 times x minus 78 is equal to 0, which means the value of x is 78. Hence, the divisor here is 78. Now you can of course check. You can multiply 78 by 78 and then see what the remainder is, and that should help you check your answer. So the divisor in this case is 78. Now of course we discard negative 157 by 2 because that is not what we are dividing by, or rather the divisor is negative over here, and that would give me negative quotient and negative remainder. So we discard this particular value and we just accept x equals 78. So we end our today's session over here. I will pause for a minute and let you take a look at the solution, and then we end our session here. Ending today's session here.